Hey, good afternoon, fam. Good afternoon. Listen, so I'm back again because I'm gonna be using this next couple of months, right, to talk about just doing better for our children, right? Because it is tax season, and I was made aware. I guess I didn't really know the truth. I didn't really know exactly, you know, how much parents get because I don't file my children. Okay, so I don't really know how much parents get back for tax return for their children, like tax credit. And I'm finding out for some of these parents like, what? And I ask questions. I'm like, so what do you do with that money? And I've come to realize that a lot of people are blowing through these money that they're getting, even the one that they get for their children, right? And you know what makes me happy as a parent or as a father, right? As I'm looking, this is my youngest child. This is one of his because he got two different policies, right? They both IULs, right? From two different companies, right? And I'm looking, right, and I'm like, and mind you, I don't get child tax credit, but I know I want a better future for my children. So I implement this plan, right? And I fund it on a monthly basis, and then I get some bonuses, and I throw that in there too. And I'm looking, right? And let me tell you what put a smile on my face, right? It's not buying my kids Jordans and LeBron James and Air Force Ones and Tommy Hill figures and polo and things like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not that, it's not all this superficial stuff, whatever like that, right? What makes me happy as a father is to know that by the time this is my youngest, that by the time he's 18 years old, right? And let's use University of Maryland for example, right? He will have, and we're using today's dollars, obviously, right? It will have enough to cover 4 years of school, right? Now, let's assume he gets a scholarship. Oh my God, that's my son. Hooray! Get that scholarship, right? Right? Now he comes out, he gets a job, he gets a career, whatever like that, right? Okay, 4 years into that, 5 years into that, hey, mom, dad, I want to buy a house, right? Now, by the time he's, let's say, 23 years old, okay, we talking about a little bit over 60K that he can use for down payment, right? Right? Cool. Let's say he doesn't do that. Let's say, you know what? He's making great money. He pulled the money together for himself, blah, blah, blah. I'm still in here building this thing for this kid because I'm thinking beyond him. I'm thinking my grandchildren also. I'm thinking generate. I'm setting this up for. I don't want to leave it up to him to do it. I'm setting this up for him. And this is what we need to do as parents. So a lot of y'all who are getting these, I've heard stories of people getting $12,000 back for their tax return. I've heard somebody told me they were getting a 1.2 thousand per child. I was like, what? So what do you do with the money? They didn't have an answer. They didn't have an answer. Okay? Can you imagine putting 2 grand a year? Let's say your child is 1 years old. Two grand or and is that right? Well, I'm doing a little bit over 2 grand a year if I combine both policies for my children. Okay, so I'm doing a little bit under $4,000 a year. Okay, each child. But if you're doing, let's say 2 grand a year, you know where your children will be by the time they're 35 years old. Let's say the child is 1 years old. By the time they are 35 years old, right? And you put a policy together for them such as this, right? Man, listen, the joy that you will have in your heart will be beyond the joy of you buying them iPads, of you buying them Tommies and Polos and some Air Force One and some Jordans. Those are temporary joy. You want the joy of a lifetime? Seeing your child say, hey, I want to go to a particular school. The child didn't get enough financial aid or scholarship, and you now go to the bank and say, boom, here we go, let's go. Okay? Your child come to you, oh, I wanna buy a house, but I don't have, oh my God, they want 100K down, blah, 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 whatever. Boom, we got you covered. We got you covered. Okay? Oh, mom, dad, I want to get married. Oh man, this wedding's gonna cost at least $60,000, blah, blah, blah. Well, let's see how much is in your policy. Oh, yeah. Boom. We got you covered. Listen, my youngest, based on, and this is just one policy. This is just this one policy, right? So if I'm gonna do a calculation, let's see a guesstimate, right? By the time he's 65 years old, okay, in this one plan itself, it'll be roughly $837,000 in just this one particular policy from this provider. And I have this other policy with another provider, right? And I'm funding both of them the same dollar amount. So you talking about what makes me proud and what put a smile on my face? Nah. It ain't the bicycle I just bought him so I could ride around the park. Nope. Even though it makes him happy, he's smiling, he's blah, 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 whatever. It ain't that. It ain't the Jordans. It ain't the Air Force Ones. It ain't the Tommy Hill. Because I keep on saying Tommy because that boy loves some Tommy. I don't know why. But, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it ain't those things. It is the joy of knowing that he doesn't have to go through the struggles. Some of you are going to sit here and say, oh, they have to go through struggle. Well, how do you feel right now going through? How's your stress level right now going through struggle? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You still got to coach them through life. I'm not saying just give them everything. But most of us wish that our parents had done this for us so we don't have to go through struggle. You know how I know it's true? For some of y'all who say, oh no, they gotta struggle when everybody there's nothing wrong with struggling. If you believe that, then why do you play the lottery? If you believe that the struggle is good for you and blah, 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 then why do you play the lottery? You play the lottery to get out of your struggle, to have peace of mind, okay, to lower your stress level. So, as a parent, this is what we have to do for our children. This is what the other folks do to their children. And we sit here and we call them trust fund babies. And that's fine. That's fine. Okay? Okay? Because their parent did what they needed to do to make sure their children don't have to struggle. To make sure their grandchildren don't have to struggle. So, as you're getting these money coming in from these tax returns, I want you to look at your children and I want you to say to yourself, do I want to keep doing the same thing every single year? The Jordans you bought them last year is all worn and torn out. And you're going to do it again in another year. That Jordan you bought them last year did not yield you any kind of return. The money just gone. The money's gone, right? My oldest, because my youngest, I started his from day one, okay? My oldest, I believe he was 6 years old when I started his business, right? And even with his, same scenario. By the time he hit the age of 65 years old, you'll have a little bit over $400,000 in this particular policy here. Okay, I'm contributing the same amount in this other policy. So let's just say they're both averaging the same. You'll have about 800 and something K. Okay, now this is just the initial illustration. So this number's slightly off because I also throw in extra bonus money that I get every single year into it. So it's gonna be way more than what I'm giving you guys right now. But at the end of the day, I'm only sharing this with you guys because we need to do things. I know a lot of it might be misinformation. Or not even misinformation, I'm sorry. A lot of it might be unknown information. I'm sorry, not misinformation, unknown information. But I do believe that some people do get the information and still do what they want to do anyway. All right? So listen, I hope this message reached the right person well today. If you're a parent and you have children and you are interested in the betterment of your children's lives, you are interested in the success of your children and your grandchildren, you're interested in generational wealth buildup, text me at 443-208-5480. That's 443-208-5480. Let's do a deep dive. Let's dissect this and let's start to propel your children forward. Have a wonderful and blessed day.